Hey guys, what's going on? Wayne here. Welcome back into IronPros TV. So today on IronPros, we're going to be talking a little bit about ConExpo 2023. Actually, a whole lot about ConExpo 2023. We're going to be looking at what you should expect from this show. We've got a bunch of manufacturers here to run through. We've talked to a lot of these folks, gotten press releases and announcements on what they're going to be talking about and focusing on what machines they're going to be introducing at ConExpo 2023, which is happening next week. We're going to have a ton of coverage from that show over the next several weeks. There's going to be so many new machines to talk about. So let's get into what you can expect to see at ConExpo 2023. All right, so we're going to kick things off here with Bobcat. All the company's latest and greatest equipment is going to be on hand at ConExpo at the booth. Now, the booth is in the West Hall at W41544. Now, that's going to include the new T7X. That's their all-electric compact track loader, but also their conventional and latest CTL and skid steer combo. That is the T86 and the S86 respectively. You're also going to be able to check out the new S650 or the renewed S650. They actually brought that back after retiring that skid steer to big demand, actually. And they'll also be featuring the E145. That's their largest excavator. That's a 14-ton machine, alongside the new E60 compact excavator, which they just recently outfitted with machine control. And that's in addition to a whole lot more. Now, Bobcat is also going to be using their space at ConExpo to introduce two completely new machine innovations. We don't have any information on exactly what those two machines are going to be, but stay tuned and we'll get that to you as soon as we can. Now, next up is Wacker-Neuson. Now, Wacker-Neuson is another compact equipment manufacturer like Bobcat that's been growing by leaps and bounds over the last several years. They have been trying to basically fill out their lineup to handle more and more applications. Now, Wacker-Neuson, like Bobcat, is going to be in the West Hall at W43501, and they're going to be previewing a new electric excavator, the E17E. Now, in addition to that electric excavator, the company is also going to be debuting their very first battery-powered reversible plate compactor. And they're going to be introducing new additions to their compact track loader and excavator families as well. So there's going to be a lot to pay attention to when it comes to Wacker-Neuson from this show. And it wouldn't be a ConExpo preview or a ConExpo in general without the next booth that we're going to be talking about, and that's Caterpillar. Caterpillar is preparing its largest ever ConExpo booth here for 2023. It's going to weigh in at more than 70,000 square feet, and the booth will be located in the festival lot of the show outdoors at F9127. Now, in addition to all of CAT's latest equipment, it's also going to be home, like it was in the previous ConExpo iteration in 2020, to the Operator Stadium. Now, the Operator Stadium is basically the home to the Global Operator Challenge Finals. That's where 9 competitors from all across the world who have made it through from a field of 3,500 are going to come in and they're going to compete against each other in basic equipment challenges to determine who the world's greatest operator is. Now, beyond that competition, the stadium is also going to play host to a number of live equipment demonstrations and also more than 30 machines. And that includes the 962 wheel loader that you see here and some of those battery electric prototypes that they debuted first at bauma. Now, we've got a whole video on those Caterpillar electric excavator and loader prototypes. So if you haven't seen that already, check that out. All right, next up is case construction equipment. Now, the theme of ConExpo 2023 at the case booth is going to be the new case. Now, this is basically the next step in the brand's 180-year evolution. And during the show, they're going to be featuring all of their new machines, including the new Case E series excavators and that popular Minotaur DL550 compact dozer loader this will be now the third ConExpo show that this machine has been a part of. It was first introduced as a concept in 2017 and then as a pre-production in 2020. And now it's coming back in full production as a machine that you can buy. You can also at the case booth check out product presentations daily during the show from Tuesday through Friday. Now, moving along to John Deere. John Deere is actually going to be located at 2 booths during the show, one in the silver lot at booth S5020 and another in the West Hall at booth W40844. Now, for Deere, the primary focus of ConExpo 2023 is going to be all of the new technology and the technology strategy that the company is leveraging here into the future. That includes advanced vision and object detection systems, its new SmartWay payload management system, and its new Easy Grade management technology. They're going to have a lot more details about this new technology at the booth during the show, but it will be available on the Deere lineup of P and X tier utility wheel loaders, and it's coming soon to their production size P tier models as well. Now, Easy Grade is a new grade control solution that's basically focused on making smaller blade corrections automatically on Deere's small small dozer lineup, and its 333 P tier compact track loader. All right, next up is the Komatsu booth. Now, Komatsu is going to have a pretty heavy focus, like they did at Bauma, on electrification. Komatsu is going to be at booth W42044 in the West Hall, and the booth is going to have 3 electric excavators on display. Now, those excavators include the PC01E. Now, that is an electric micro excavator. Think very, very small, and it's powered by these swappable mobile batteries that were co-developed with Honda. The booth is also going to be home to the PC30E. Now, that's an electric mini excavator powered by a 35 kilowatt hour battery and a 17.4 kilowatt motor, and it has batteries that can be fast charged. And that's another thing that Komatsu is going to feature at this booth, is all of its charging solutions as well. And finally, to round out the electric excavators at the Komatsu booth is the 20-ton PC210 LCE. Now, this is a full-fledged mid-size excavator that Komatsu has teased in the past, including their relationship with Proterra. Proterra is actually the company that Komatsu worked with to develop the 451 kilowatt hour battery that's at the heart of this thing. That is an absolutely massive battery. That's about twice the size of the largest battery to date in an electric vehicle, like that GMC Hummer. That thing only has like a 200 kilowatt hour battery in it. This excavator is going to have a 451 kilowatt hour battery. That's absolutely massive. Komatsu is also going to display the electric wheel loader concept that it first showed off at Bauma last year. We have a video on that as well, so be sure to check it out. They developed that in partnership with Moog. Big note on that one is that it is fully electric, meaning there's no hydraulics on that machine. It's all done with battery power, and the hydraulics have been replaced with an electronic lift, tilt, and steering cylinders. All right, so guys, next up is Volvo construction equipment. Now, Volvo is going to also have a massive presence at ConExpo 2023 with a 55,000 square foot booth located in the festival grounds lot at F8926. Now, a big focus, kind of like a lot of the other companies that we're talking about in this roundup, a big focus for Volvo construction equipment with this booth is the company's readiness for the future fuels, kind of technologies like automation, etc. But specifically, Volvo is focusing on its commitment to be a fossil fuel free company by 2040. Now, at the booth, as part of this focus on electrification, they're going to have 2 outdoor arenas that are focused specifically on electric machines, and they're going to be debuting their next 2 electric machine releases. Now, those include the EC230, that's a 23-ton mid-sized excavator, and the DD25, that's an electric asphalt compactor. Now, as part of this overall focus on the future, Volvo is also going to be addressing autonomous equipment concepts with a few things to show there, and they're also going to be debuting the world's very first hydrogen fuel cell articulated hauler concept. Now, on the conventional machine side, machines basically with diesel engines in them, Volvo is not quite yet done developing new versions of those machines, and so at this show, they're going to be debuting their latest series of excavators. One model is actually going to be debuted on the very first morning of the show. Volvo has also made upgrades to its L350 wheel loader, which it will also debut at this show. Now, speaking of new excavators, we want to bring up Hitachi here. Hitachi will have more than a few of those to debut at ConExpo 2023. Hitachi's booth is going to be located in the West Hall at W43321 and in the festival grounds lot also at F8813. Now, Hitachi's ConExpo present is going to cover combined between those 2 booths some 45,000 square feet. And the booth is going to include 20 full-size excavators, 6 compact excavators, and a compact wheel loader. Plus, Hitachi is also going to be debuting the ZX55U-6EB, an electric compact excavator. So be sure to stop by the Hitachi booth as well. Now, another OEM with a big presence planned at ConExpo 2023 and a lot to talk about is Sani America. Now, Sani is having their booth focus on their roots and their headquarters here in the United States in Peachtree City, Georgia. Now, a huge variety of Sani equipment is going to be on display at the show. The booth is located in the festival grounds lot at F9553. Now, those products are going to be alongside product presentations and demonstrations. And at this show will be the debut of the Sani SY19E, that's an electric mini excavator, and an SW956E, and that is their new electric loader. Now, Sani is positioning both of these electric machines as long battery life options, and they have pretty large batteries on board, with that loader packing a huge 282 kilowatt hour battery that can provide up to 8 hours of use on a single charge. All right, moving on to the Kubota booth. Kubota will be located in the West Hall at W40545, and they're going to be showcasing their latest equipment, including the new SVL 75-3 compact track loader. Now, we did a video on that pretty recently here on the SVL 75-3 CTL, so if you haven't seen that yet, be sure to check it out. Now, during the show, Kubota is basically focusing on planning on how work is progressing on its electric machines, as well as the company's future investment here in the US. Meanwhile, kind of taking that thread of electrification a little bit further, Kubota Engine will also be touting their development toward carbon neutrality at its ConExpo booth in the South Hall at S84415. Now, headlining the booth for Kubota Engine is a new 3.8-liter hydrogen engine. Kubota says that 4-cylinder engine offers spark ignition, similar to gasoline engines, and it's going to provide 85 kilowatts of power. Now, the big thing about that is that it's enough for a 45 kVA generator, and it also makes it suitable for a number of other applications. And then there's booth W42501 in West Hall, and that belongs to Hyundai Construction Equipment. Hyundai is going to have a 31,000 square foot exhibit at the show, and a huge announcement on slate for Hyundai is its re-entrance into the skid steer and compact track loader markets. So at the show, the new HS120V skid steer and the HT100V compact track loader will be on display for the first time. We'll definitely be making sure to get some video and some details on those machines for you. And those are going to be alongside 3 new compact excavators and the HL985A. And this is the company's new largest capacity wheel loader. And you'll also have a chance at this show to see the HW155H. That is their hydrogen powered excavator concept that they debuted at Bauma. We also have a video on that from Bauma. If you haven't seen that already, be sure to check it out. Related to the Hyundai booth, we want to mention here is the Devon booth. Now, Devon obviously is the new name of the former Doosan brand after the acquisition of that North American brand by Hyundai. Devon is going to be located at F9153 in the festival grounds lot, and a big focus on that booth is basically going to be getting customers acquainted with this new brand identity. And as part of that focus, Devon's going to have some new products to show and a bunch of presentations around the future of the company and what you can expect. Now, rounding things out for us here on this preview of ConExpo 2023 is Dynapack. They're another exhibitor that is basically planning for their largest presence at the show to date. They're located in Central Hall at C30931, and the booth is going to cover the entire spectrum of road building equipment. Headlining that booth is an all-new range of electric rollers. The Z-Era range will be the world's first serial produced electric rollers, and those include the CC900E and the CC1000E, 1.5 and 2-ton electric rollers. Now, Dynapack is also going to unveil a brand new range of conventional 7 to 9-ton tandem asphalt rollers. The new 6th generation of rollers includes 3 articulated models and 2 fixed frame pivot steer split drum models with drum widths from 59 to 66 inches in width. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap up our rapid fire 2023 ConExpo preview. Hopefully we gave you everything that you can plan on expecting from this show. There's a lot to expect both during the show and after the show, so keep tuned to IronPros.com and to the IronPros YouTube channel for all the latest. Thanks, guys, for watching. We always appreciate the time. See you in the next one.